This video is for entertainment purposes only. Someone said family is fake. You coming out the gate. Indigo. Alafia, me brother. We should talk soon. You have not spoke to your sister in a while. Thank you for the compliment, darling. I appreciate you. Shamanic Alchemist, you're... What up, what up? Just came home from Mexico? And you didn't let me know you was here? What part was you in? How the hell you gonna come down here and not even call your sister? Gratitude and blessings, Magneto. Brother. Neo Cosmos is in the building. Hello, brother. Okay, Phoenix 133. What are you talking about? Thank you for the compliments of the crown. Thank you very much. Thank you. King Feathers Up, what up? What's going on with y'all? These comments. Blessings. Man. Now, let me explain something to y'all today, babies. I just want to start off a certain type of way. First and foremost, honeys, I brought out my special magic wand today for the collective. I want to start there first because some of y'all are about to be blissed today, which is why I brought out this very, very, very powerful wand. Okay? Now, for some of y'all who's known me for a long time, I have always been the fairy godmother. Okay? But today, I am the goddess, not the fairy godmother. I am the mother today. But I'm glad you guys are enjoying my attire and the crown. I want to say to you guys should embrace yourself more on your royalty side, babies. Okay? Because some of you really are royalty. I am definitely cosmic royalty. Okay? My lineage and ancestry of the Americas also come from royalty. So I thought I'd just show off just a little bit tonight. Always been mother. That's right, baby. Gather around the fire because it's going to be a story that mother is going to tell tonight. Oh, I have a story to tell tonight, babies. Do you feel the energy in the air? Maybe I shall call on my shadow to come forth, because this might be a time for the shadow to express. And you guys know how I am when I allow my shadow to express, don't you? It won't just be my shadow expressing, it'll also be my phoenix expressing. And yes, I do have a phoenix aspect, and needless to say, she has a lot to say that she'd like to get off her chest, especially as it pertains to family betrayal, perpetuated by an overinflated ego. So you guys know how I'm about to get down when I bring the shadow forth, don't you? Now, let me just go ahead and put a disclaimer out here ahead of time for all of you that are new to me, and for some of you that aren't, but still don't fully understand what it is that I do. My name is Isis. I am a quantum healer. I specialize in various different things, such as quantum shadow work. Okay? And in quantum shadow work, I teach my students how to heal. And one of the ways that we heal is that we have to learn how to express and address things when they come up on the spot with the individual. And if you feel the need to continue to express, you express. You don't carry all that dense energy around you, right? Or inside your body, right? So I'm going to show you guys how to express. Now, there's different forms and fashions of how a person decides that they're going to express. Sometimes they'll express by cussing somebody's ass out, and sometimes they'll express with grace. What do you think I'm going to do today, ladies and gentlemen? Should I express with grace? I just want to hear from y'all. Thank you very, very much, baby. Greetings, greetings, greetings. I'm just waiting to hear from y'all. How would you like to hear me express today? Grace. Someone said grace. Someone said cuss. Someone said the awe. Let the shadow out. Well, see, that's one of the things about being a multifaceted and a multidimensional being. I have many different sides. And when I allow the shadow to come out, that's my dark side. As you should embrace all sides of yourself, not just the light. You also have to know how to embrace the dark. That's part of full healing, when you can embrace all sides of yourself and not be ashamed of it. And who cares if everybody else has a problem with it? The key here is for you to be true and authentic to oneself rather than being fake. And Isis don't do the fake. What feels right? struggle, Lynn Vigorson. I don't care. Just do what you do. Rod Watson. What's going on, brother? It feels like you're feeling like cussing their ass out. Boom, got us hawk. And you are correct. But I'm not sure if I'm going to go that route just yet. I'm in the mood to bliss the collective, though. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bless you with some knowledge, first and foremost, because I'm going to tell you guys a story. And this story is going to teach you about family betrayal and how deep that actually can run. Because I don't think that most people understand family betrayal and how deep it actually runs. So let me start off first by telling you a story. Back in 2023, I had set out to get on a mission. And my mission was to get my children, find my children, grab them, and go. And go elsewhere to do the other missions that we need to do. That was my mission. That was my main focus, my main mission. I've said this in all of my lives, quite a few of them at least. I came to come here and grab my children and go. Now, little did I know that my husband, the twin flame, I got a chance to meet him back in August of 2023. Unfortunately, me and him wasn't able to work out, but I'll get back to that later. I found all the children, the first side of the family. I found all of them. Every single last one of them. Right? And the husband, the twin flame. And I told him, I found our children. He says, you found our children. I said, every single last one of them, I found them. And they're all with Mama. Now, little did I know that Mama had an arch nemesis. An arch nemesis whose name I shall not say, but what I will say about this arch nemesis is that I created her a long time ago. And when I created her to be the exact opposite of who I am. And because I chose to create her to be the exact opposite of who I am, she became very bitter towards me. And she decided to become my nemesis. Now, I want you guys to be clear about something. Every version of you has a false light. She was the false light version of me. So you have the original, and then you have the false light. Now, you would say, Isis, what is the false light version of me? Your ego. 11 children. But your ego is the false light version of who you are. The overinflated ego. But see, this creation of mine mastered and controlled people through the ego. That's how powerful she is. Okay? Now, little did I know that this false light would begin to set on a path to counteract me throughout my entire existence, from childhood up to adulthood. And I had no idea that she was my arch nemesis until recently. Now it gets deeper. When you come from a family full of betrayal, it's because 9 times out of 10, you have karmic cycles, past life karmic cycles with those individuals that you never cleared in that lifetime. Meaning you didn't make the amends and you didn't heal from the traumas that were caused. So what happens when you die? You come back, you reincarnate, and when you reincarnate, guess what? All those who you have karma with from that previous lifetime, you're going to encounter these people again. And little do you know that you have karma with them. That includes your parents, that includes your brothers, that includes your sisters, that includes your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your grandmas. Okay? Some of these can also include your friends that you grew up with when you were in school, elementary school, to high school, to college, the people that you meet up in your grown adult life. People come into your life for various different reasons, but one reason that they definitely come into your life is because they have karma with you. And the cycles continue. Yes, the live will be saved. The karma continues. The cycles continue. How am I able to recognize, Isis, when I have karma with someone? Well, for those of you who've had issues with, say, your mother or your father or both of your family members or your siblings at a very early age, out the gate without truly understanding why, 9 times out of 10, you have karma with this individual. And in my line of work, I take the time out to do the necessary investigations to find out which version of your life had karma with that individual and with that same version of their life, and find out exactly what the story is. Okay? And once I find out what the story is, I begin to tell you the story about what happened in that time period. Sometimes I may even call the aspects forth to allow them to hash it out. Then I'll proceed forward to clearing out the past life karma. Now I can do this because this was a program that I created a long time ago. And that also means that my rank would have to be very high to be able to do so. So let me be clear. Yes, I can clear out past life karma. And I do it for quite a few people. Now, the karma that you accumulate in this lifetime, you have to clear that out on your own by simply healing and doing the work. Stuff that happened to you in previous lifetimes, yes, there is a quantum technique that I've created to be able to do that. Cleared by source. Be clear. Okay? Now, I created a program called Quantum Karmic Cleanse. I created another program called Past Life Mediumship Aspect Investigation, where I go and clear out that karmic cycle between you and whoever you have it with. Because little do you know that karmic cycle is still affecting you today. Now, let's spin it around and let's take it to the family. I'm telling you and sharing with you my personalized story about my family. Okay? Many of you guys know about my sons that were very popular back in 2024. I had them doing lives. You guys gravitated toward them, and they're still my sons, and I still love them very much. However, recently in my discoveries and my investigations, after coming to an end of dealing with the nemesis and finding out who this true nemesis was, I found out that every single last one of those members of the family had one aspect in common. And that aspect was my nemesis. And the karmic cycle that I had with that nemesis is called betrayal. And betrayal is something that followed me throughout my entire life existence, and I didn't understand why. So for those of you who have been going through certain things and you've been experiencing the same thing over and over again with different people, but the same thing keeps happening, it is because it is a karmic cycle that you have not cleared, that you have not addressed. And when you do not address it, it will continue to keep playing itself out. Also, it will play itself out through various different family members as well. So, as I continued my investigation, the only person who did not possess that aspect was my son, Esoteric Truth. He's the only one. Everybody else did, including the twin flame. So I've come to the self-realization that this isn't my family. This was, in fact, her family. You see, the very first family that I found out was false light. Individuals that were governed by their own ego. And since she is pure 100% ego, pure 100% ego and darkness and not wanting to heal, understand that that was what I was dealing with. And betrayal after betrayal after betrayal after betrayal. And even these kids don't know about this. They're going to watch this live and be like, oh shit, because they didn't know. who their true mother is. That side of the family betrayed me during the time period of the solar eclipse, the great solar eclipse that took place April the 8th or April the 9th. That's when all hell broke loose. Every single last one of them had one mission and one mission only. And that mission was to try to destroy me. And I did not understand where that was coming from. That's because they were being controlled by the aspect who is extremely powerful. More powerful than they can even imagine. And since that version that I created had similar codes to myself, they weren't able to discern the differences between me and her. Even when they thought that they was talking to me, they were actually talking to her. So I want you guys to understand how deep the family betrayal goes. And it goes deep. Because now you have to look at this from an aspect perspective. You can't no longer just look at the vessel and look at the vessel and think this, that, and the third. Oh, no, 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 no. Because they have yet to understand just how powerful that aspect was. I want you to understand something. Your shadow is not something that is separate of you. Your shadow is something that is you. And as long as you continue to look at versions of yourself as something separate from you and not acknowledge it and not try to heal and or integrate with it and come into full self-acceptance, you will continue to live a compartmentalized life, and you will not be able to progress and excel in the manner that you need to because you're too busy running from the dark side of yourself. And I did not realize at that time that that's actually what was happening because I did not even know that she existed. So, she came to me in various different forms of enemies. Different cosmic family members coming to me. Different ones. And I didn't check for that particular aspect because I didn't know about that aspect at the time. I knew about the other aspects, which proved to me that they were family. But there was something else going on with them, and I could see that. Again, I was seeing in their eyes the way they would operate, the envious, the envy, the jealousy, the plotting, the scheming, the plans, sending out all type of agencies out on me and the whole nine. Oh, I'm going to talk about it. One of my arch nemesis in the flesh of her is a very well-known, known Hollywood witch. And I peeped her game and I peeped how that witch was operating. And all of her minions all had one thing in common. They all had aspects of the same aspect. See, you have to know what to look for to understand how this game was played. Now, I'm giving you guys some serious game that I should be charging you for, period, dot. So make sure you realize that you are in class. And when the student is ready, the teacher shall appear, and the teacher has appeared. Now, speeding up in today's time with the current family that I have now, interesting enough, the karmic cycle kept playing itself out over and over and over and over again. I'm going to share something with y'all. I experienced 6 different betrayals within 6 months. Once a month, a betrayal. Once a month, a betrayal. Once a month. And I didn't even realize this until my aspect pointed out to me. And because of the tremendous amount of healing that I was doing, I was able to get to the point to get to the bottom of this. You see, I want you guys to understand this aspect placed attachments on people's clairs where they couldn't even discern properly the information that they were getting. She placed attachments on their bodies that they didn't know anything about. She went after people's families and caused problems in the family originals. Starting things with the family. Laughing when you would lose loved ones. Do you realize that a lot of people that passed on because of karmic cycles? And when you're dealing with something as evil as that, and they see that you have a karmic cycle, they can literally play into that and send you to your demise based upon a karmic cycle that they found in you that you never healed from. I want you guys to understand that there are always invisible forces at play here. Don't ever get it twisted and get caught up only in the physical world, because everything is ran by the unseen world. The thing is, because of the CIA school system that was put in place, that was designed to not allow you to trust yourself. You weren't taught to know any better. Oh, yes, you didn't know that the school systems were created by them? Of course it was. And don't even get me started on the portals that were placed all throughout the schools. Some of you still had residue from those portals. And beings coming in and testing you to see if you were able to pick up on different energies. And when you did, originals, then you entered into a program. Some for the gifted. Sometimes they place you in special education classes. Some they recommended you to go on to the Ritalin medicine. All this was done by design. Teaching you left brain information, saying that if you couldn't remember all of this information, that you weren't smart enough to do this, that, and the third, knowing damn well that originals operate from the creative side of their brain, which is the right side of the brain. So the system was created and designed for us to fail from the very beginning, because they already knew who we are originals. And don't even get me started on the spell work that was placed over everybody. Oh, y'all didn't know about that heavy spell work? Y'all didn't know about the heavy spell work they placed over all the school systems? Y'all didn't know about that? Or how about the war that still exists today, where there's a war with indigenous women against the indigenous man, and also the indigenous man is also warring with the Caucasian white woman. That's a whole war and a spell by itself. But that's another story for another day. But I am going to do that live. And it's going to be called The Supreme White Witches Coven. And I'm going to talk to y'all and tell y'all all about that story one day. But let me go ahead and bring it on back to the betrayal aspect of family. Now, I'm glad that you're sitting around my campfire, babies, and you're listening to this beautiful story that I'm telling y'all today. That's what it feels like. I feel like you guys are sitting around a campfire and you're allowing mama to come on board and just tell you these old folklore stories, except it's not old folklore. It's a true story. So I hope you're enjoying yourself. Yeah, you'd be surprised about what you learn when you hear real life stories of people. You'd be surprised at what you learn, babies. Now, I'm just going to be a little Southern Belle today, and I'm just going to continue to keep telling you my story, okay? So, the second family is now being birthed. I had my brother, Neo Cosmos. Shout out to my brother, Neo Cosmos. He rocked with me and watched me go through the whole transition while I was coming out of all that betrayal. He saw the whole thing go down, right? And me not having a full understanding of what the hell was going on at that time. But I had to keep pushing. I had to keep elevating. I had to keep healing because they were trying to stop me from healing. That was my false light self's mission, was to stop me from elevating and trying to have me go back down into my darkness. She's been trying to keep me in my darkness since I was a little girl, utilizing my parents as vessels to move against me by suffering from abuse. And continued and continued and continued. Me losing my family members the way that I didn't hide that from y'all. I told you about the loss of my brother in 2022. And if I told y'all who the person was that did that, that's in this conscious community, you guys would go ape shit. Because, you know, and he too also had an aspect of that false light version of myself. And when my mother left 2 days before Christmas in 2024, they was behind that too. Because I wanted to spread unconditional love and knowledge to the originals and get them to waken up, to get them to elevate. You see, this is why I tell y'all, you ain't really been in these trenches until you took a couple L's. On the front lines in the battlefield, everybody trying to shadow ban me left and right. Imagine what would have happened if they never would have did that. So now, babies, as a new family was forming, 2 family members stayed. They stayed neutral. But little did I know that the 2 family members that stayed neutral were also had aspects of that false light version of myself. Still plotting and scheming. I had to recently release somebody from the family, from the team, really. It always be family, I suppose. But I had to recently release somebody from the team. Because, as the saying goes, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Imagine you treating somebody like your child. That's your child. Because one of their aspects is my child. And you hook them up. You put them on your platform. You give them opportunities to make money with you. And little do you know, this person got an issue with you because they don't want to change. They want to be the same person. They don't want to change. Knowing you set a boundary. So you give them the opportunity to heal. They don't show up to healing classes like they're supposed to. You give them opportunity after opportunity. You look out for them. Even when they're in trouble. You see them getting ready to go homeless on the street. But you see potential in them, so you help them. Say, okay, baby, I'm going to help you now. But you got to pay mama back. And then I give them the opportunity to pay me back. And they half-ass show up to sessions. Don't show up at all. And they give an excuse to why they can't do it. Every single time. So then you say to yourself, okay, you're fired. Now I'm going to have to collect my money a different way. Because you didn't make good on your word to me. And this is what we agreed to. Imagine finding out that the person that you gave opportunities to is going behind your back, talking to your people that follow them behind your back, and them bigging themselves up, trying to undermine things you're doing. And then you're thinking people are stupid, and they're not stupid. Not my audience. My audience is not stupid. They know how to think. They know how to feel in the heart space. They know how to discern. I would like to think. But imagine someone that your audience knows you helped you, turn around and talking to people, the same people that you told your audience to follow as a cosign, right? By proximity. That person got followers. That person got love. The whole nine. Only for me to turn around and find out from some of the people that he was talking to, and my own protection letting me know that this person betrayed me behind my back. Person downplaying me. To big themselves up, to get them in a pedestal because they are in survival mode trying to figure out how they're going to get it. And if it means stepping on other people to get there, that's what they're going to do. Then when the whole team confronts you on it, because you caught, everybody caught you, everybody's experienced mediums, everybody's tapped the hell in, you not running game on my squad. It doesn't work like that. Everybody who's trying to run game on my squad got their asses, got the boot. Okay? Highly, highly intelligent individuals. And you're making yourself to seem like you're this big shit, but you're not even respecting the team members who are nicer than you. Making it seem like you do everything. Wow. That's what I call an overinflated ego. And the ego has been showing itself more and more and more and more to the point to where individuals started getting sloppy with the work. And when you start getting sloppy, you start getting cocky, Now you're on my radar. Now I make a conscious decision to pull out from your ass and tell you you're going to have to figure out how you gonna live. Because I can't do nothing for you. Not even discerning at the fact of the timing of when I decided to pull out. Not even realizing what's going on. Investigations ensued the whole time for a mediation to take place to confront this individual. And then when you're confronting the individual, they're sitting in the chair, looking all over the place, can't keep still, can't keep direct eye contact, looking everywhere, acting like you're talking to other people and being very disrespectful for every team member. And then at the same time playing gaslighting games when you're caught. And one thing I don't play about is gaslighting, because I will set your ass on fire in a heartbeat in real time. You will feel the burn. And I'm not playing about that. You literally, I speak it, your ass will literally start catching on fire. So I'm thinking, okay, let me show grace. Let me show grace. I'm in my heart space. You should always show people grace. Let me give you the benefit of the doubt and give you the opportunity to just say what you did so we all can move on. But instead, you want to play the gaslighting games. You don't want to take any accountability for what you did. In some kind of way, you think that after all this is done, you're still going to come out winning. You see, that's the thing about me. Nobody ever comes out winning when they betray me. And when I say nobody, I do mean nobody. Not because I'm going to do anything to you. It's everything else that comes with me. You see, I want to say something to divine masculine. You know, you have to treat the divine feminine with respect, because she's the one that brings you your spiritual covering, your protection. She watches out. She catches things and sees things before you see them, long ahead of time. She is your manifester. But when you come in to the picture being just an extractor and not having the ability to show even exchange of energy, now you are the vampire, the taker, the gaslighter, the liar, the narcissist. And especially if you allow your ego to drive you. So I pulled all of my energy back, all my prosperous energy back. And let them go from my team. Now I'm deciding to handle this with grace today, because I'm moving into a different space in the higher realms. But do not ever get that twisted with me. Please don't ever get it twisted. I'm not someone that you want to bring war to. It doesn't go well for people who do. I'd rather stay in my heart space, where I shall continue and as far as the false light version of myself, well, let's just say I took care of her. And she's now integrated back into me. And I fully accept myself and all of my darkness and all of my light and all of my neutrality. I have integrated with my shadow. I accept all versions of myself. That is what full healing looks like. Full acceptance of self. Full acceptance of duality within self. It is my false light version of myself attacking me that is correct. The version of myself that I created a long time ago. And I do not mean in this lifetime. I mean a long time ago. Always remember, ladies and gentlemen, before you point the finger at somebody else, you're going to have 10 fingers pointing back at you. It's never going to be against you against somebody else. It's always going to be you against you. It's always you versus you. This is my story and how I come into that understanding. You versus you. Because every person I came into contact with was a direct reflection of me. But because of the amounts of healing that I've done, I was able to conquer that version that I created. That's why your healing is so important for each and every single last one of you on this live. And as far as he's concerned, sooner or later he'll realize that it was always him versus him. It was never him versus anybody else. He just needs to heal his mother wounds. And that'll come to him in due time. I still have love for him, but that chapter is ended and closed. I don't want to see nothing negative happen. I don't want to see nothing bad happen. But this is just me loving me. And closing out chapters no longer serve a purpose anymore in my life. And you can always leave with love. Unconditional love. And just because you have unconditional love for someone doesn't mean that they deserve to be in your space. Some people aren't ready for you. Some people ain't ready to operate on the levels you operate on. Recognize when someone's not operating on the same level as you. Accept that they don't operate on the same level as you. Don't try to bring them to the same level as you. Allow them to be them. And you move forward. And make space for those who are on the same level as you. Simple formula. Get rid of the attachments. Life is meant to live and experience, not to make you stagnant and standing still and staying in situations that you know damn well is not good for you, or having people around you that don't mean you well. Now, they hid themselves for a while. They used a mask to make it seem like that they were so supportive of me. When the truth of the matter is, they were jealous of me. That energy got to go. Now I will continue to be my prosperous self, as I've always been. It doesn't matter who the person is. I'm taking the high road today. If you've been on my lives, you'll figure it out. I choose to be at peace. So this is another way that one can express themselves. And I don't have to take the whole road with me in the process of me expressing myself. Although some things do call for it at times, in this particular situation, it doesn't call for that. Things just have a way of working themselves out as they're supposed to. So now, about this wand. So, how many of you are looking for a blessing? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're looking for a blessing. Raise your hand, because y'all know how powerful my wands are, babies. Black candle, damn, you caught it. Black girl magic candle, that's crazy work. You caught it. Who's ready? Who's ready? Y'all ready to get your blessing? Are y'all ready to get your blessing? Okay. Oh, I just want to let y'all know the flyer goes up tomorrow for my new timeline shift event, which will be taking place in December. And what we're going to do is we're going to shift ourselves to the abundant timeline for 2026. So I want to get you prepared for that. Get yourselves prepared for that, babies. Y'all might as well go ahead and start. If you ain't on IsisWisdom.com, you better go ahead and start getting registered on IsisWisdom.com like right now. Go ahead and get on the site. Because when the flyer goes up, you guys better get ready for this quantum timeline shift. And for those of you who have been a part of the first one, you already know what it is. But this one is going to be even bigger and better than the first one that I did. Okay? You was what? 720, you was watching the heart space activation? I just got on the site. I will be there. Okay, baby. All right. Now, what kind of blessing can I bless you with today? Okay, I'm hearing road opener. Y'all got blockages. A lot of y'all got blockages. Haria horo u shahnakata tikiti uku sharakontu. Ananaka hi shiriana no ku su. Mama kutu ku hahanaka hirakoto o. Shahirako toriakani shiriana kuku. Hayata taraka tu shoroko toku. Ayiriaka tu. Road opener. Yes, it's for free. Ayayaku turu kutuku. Arukuro maka yishiriana ko rokoroboko tuku. Abogotera maka shiriaka narokotuku kumamaka shiki katarokotuku. Let's go ahead. Oops, got me some Got me some lipstick on here. Darn it. Not lipstick, but lip gloss. Okay. All right. Someone said, help me heal a broken heart. That's going to require you to heal, baby, but I can assist in helping you. So 2 things is going to happen. Road opener and a healing within your body. This is my gift to the collective. Uraka tukura hariashi tikanako tuku. Asharako tuku moku tuku. Amamuku turaka ni asha katarako tukuraka shikiana. Apuku tukuruku na makariaka shikireko torokoku. Boom! Maka chikirianaka sharaka to kuroko tuku diaraka tukuroko tuku. Boom! Yashia naka tikira koturo moko aya shikira katara kotoroko tuku. Aiga kotikena ko tukuna maka tikiria katuroko na maka shikira kotuku. Na moko tukura maka ya shikira kotoko. Ariaka te kichiki kikina ka tukuro moko turoko. May the collective receive a healing that's needed within their bodies, and may all the roads open up now. Boom! Oh, shit. Did you get it? Y'all feel the energy? It was crystal heavy as shit. Y'all got it? Yeah. You feel the tingles and warmth? Oh, no worries. There's another one where that came from. Oh, you know your fairy godmother always keeps wands. Yes, I know there was a lot of power in that. I want you to understand that I am the real deal. I do not come to play. Y'all gonna learn today. Head vibrations tingling. I think everybody that was watching this live, including some of the folks who work for Instagram, probably got a piece of that one. They was like, what the heck was that? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You felt it in your heart space? You feel tingles all over? I feel energy moving from my hips and lower back. Mm-hmm. And you can best believe that my crowns are also very magical. You guys are watching and looking at a real goddess in real time. You guys have no idea. It made you feel so good. I'm so happy for you. She said her toes are tingling. Cendrillion, you're welcome, baby. Dre said, Neil Cosmo said the wine sacrificed itself. That's it. You know what? Ooh, brother, I'm gonna call you when I get off this live because you said something. Ooh, you said something. You said something there. I'm gonna have to. I need to bounce something up off you with that. He said I can't stop smiling. What's up, Izzy? Izzy said, fam. Now, I do want to let you know the flyer is currently being made right now I am going to be on TikTok tomorrow at 1 o'clock p.m. with my boy Shamanic Alchemist. Okay? My TikTok is I am the realest to ever do it. I'm going to be on TikTok Live tomorrow with Shamanic Alchemist. And I'm going to introduce you to my daughter, Sunny. So it's going to be off the chain tomorrow, honey. I can't wait to introduce y'all to Sunny. That's my little bean girl right there. I feel it was something dealing with that. Okay, someone said even the IG monitor is getting healed from this. Was it that powerful for y'all? I'm serious when y'all say that. Was it that powerful? Someone said, ooh. Thank you, baby. Thank you. My heart feels light. I felt so low before, but whew, not anymore. Oh my goodness. You'll be there? You got the chills? 1 o'clock tomorrow on TikTok. Okay? 1 o'clock tomorrow on TikTok. And this live is also going on YouTube. So all my YouTube subscribers that's watching this, hey babies, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, babies. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the story. Hope you enjoyed my story, and I hope you guys can learn from it. Peace and blessings.